With us is JoEllen Sanders from HARCATUS Tri-County, the Community Service Director. Hi, JoEllen. How are you?
Good morning, Brad. How are you?
It's good to see that you're not at a gym watching a basketball game somewhere.
No, yeah, it's nice to be out of a tournament for a while.
That does take up a lot of weekends, I'm sure.
It does, but it is fun. Let's be honest. To watch these young kids come up through the system's fun.
And doing what they love.
Yes.
So.
Exactly.
But I get the feeling you do what you love, helping people through HARCATUS. Is that, truly, is that
I
right?
do. I absolutely love my job. I love the mission of HARCATUS is not to make people look all the same. It is to meet them where they are and truly help them to become stable in whatever that looks like. And for us, we are lucky that we get to help with the programs to help pay their bills. Mm-hmm. Because that gives them the resources then to continue out in the community and do what they need to do to survive.
It has to be satisfying to see somebody that you haven't talked to for a while that you helped, and now you just see them and say hi.
And actually we are in the process right now of actually filling our board seats in a different way, and our board for HARCATUS is required to have 18 members, and we actually are required to have low income representation from Harrison, Carroll, and Tuscarawas County. And so in the past we have kind of went to groups and had people appointed, and this year we've actually went through a nomination process where people could be nominated, and then we're going to have our clients vote and elect people to the board. And it has been such an inspiration to see the people who have either taken and utilized our program and who have, changed their lives because of it, or even those who are in our program now who just want to give back. Mm-hmm. And it's amazing, and even just people in our community who truly want to help the low-income population and help us receive the federal grants and the state grants we need in order to do our jobs.
Yeah, to keep this going, right?
Exactly. So it's great.
It is. That's we're all so glad about it. And we were talking, it's 12 degrees right now, so it's still in the teeth of winter.
It's still winter.
Now, we have HEAP and we have winter crisis, which are not exactly the same.
They are not.
How are those working right now?
We are definitely in the thick of it. It is cold out there, and I definitely know there are people who are sitting at home and watching that propane tank especially dwindle away, or their firewood. Or just are starting to see some of those AEP and Dominion bills come in that are through the roof. And when you think about the all-electric homes, I am amazed at what those bills can look like and how quickly they can pile up. So winter crisis is meant for this time of year. It is meant for when those bills are just way too high and you just can't get ahead. Or when it's going to cost $900 to fill that propane tank. You come in, it's a one-time service. We get all of your documentation. We have to have your citizenship. We have to have your household income, those kind of things. But then it is actually a one-time payment that goes directly to your utility providers that will hopefully either cover all that past due and cover all that big bill, or at least will cover a portion of it. And then what HEAP is a program that comes directly from the state. We collect the information, but there's a payment that comes directly from the state based upon your household income size, based upon the number of people in your home, based upon your history, things like that, that will then go as a credit on your bill to hopefully carry you through the rest of the year or to carry you through for a while. We are actually seeing the state has issued HEAP, and then we had some additional funding from the American Rescue Plan, the COVID plan. They're actually issuing a second round of HEAP. Oh. It's like HEAP ARP is what it's called. And we're seeing people who are getting upwards of $1,400 to $1,600 credit on their heating sources. And that's huge. It's amazing to be able to see that help going to our community. And it's really not a hard process to apply. It's hard in the sense of getting people in the door and getting your paperwork. But once you've turned that in, then it's simple. The state does it. It goes straight to your provider, and it will show up on your bill. And it just takes a burden off that so many people have right now.
If you have any security concerns, like you're you're going to start getting junk mail or something. This doesn't happen.
It doesn't. Actually, we maintain in our office zero of your information electronically. It is all housed on the state's website. We upload it into there, and that is, I laugh. I actually have an IT guy, and we were just discussing how we don't keep any of the scans. We don't keep any of your information electronically because we don't want that.
Right.
We want it to go straight to the state and it stay there.
Right. And that's what we all want, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Deadlines for these programs are starting to bear down.
They are. So winter crisis, we definitely, you have to have that application started by March 31st. The sooner the better. We are allowed to take appointments up to 28 days out. And then the state says, you've got to serve a couple days to open more appointment slots. So we are sitting here in the middle of February. That March 31st is going to be right around the corner. And if you have your application started by March 31st, we have until April 15th to gather all your information.
Okay.
So it's great if you get it all in before your appointment, but we completely understand that we may have a straggling piece of paper that we still need to ask for. And then with HEAP, it's definitely got a longer, it goes until May 31st. But the way those funds work is it's an allocation from the state. And we see that amount get smaller as we get closer to May.
The money can kind of run out.
Money can run out. Yeah. And we've been lucky from the winter crisis. We've never had that happen here in our area. In some areas, they run out of winter crisis funds.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Well, we don't want that. We don't want you to need it, and suddenly it's not there anymore.
Exactly.
So HARCATUS, 3 counties, several different offices. So explain how that works, because I can't just run to Yerkesville for everything, or Carrollton, or, how does that work?
Correct. So HARCATUS is made up of a lot of federal and state grants. We have many programs. We have the senior nutrition, we have weatherization, Head Start, we have the young entrepreneur, or the young employment services. And then we have the RSVP, the senior volunteer. And then there's my department, which is community services. So my offices are in each county. We have one in Tusk, Carroll, and Harrison. RSVPs here in New Philadelphia. Weatherization's actually in Denison. Senior nutrition's in Denison. So the best way to get a hold of us is to call the office first and make sure you're going to the right office. Yeah. We try really hard to communicate paperwork between offices as we have to. But it is much safer for your information, and much more timely if we're getting it to the right spot. That's probably our biggest challenge, because it is. You see HARCATUS and you think we're all one, and we really aren't. We actually have, I think, between 15 or 17 locations.
You have to think of this as an umbrella, and then you guys are all underneath that.
Exactly.
Is there a number I can call, or I guess any one of them, that make sure to ask, which office do I need to deal with? But
definitely.
They would know.
Our central office, actually, we upgraded the phone systems a while back. When you call in, if you listen to those prompts, you're going to actually be able to press a number and get the phone number directly to the office you need. So that is 740-922-0933. Now, that's really confusing, because Brad had just asked me, you had asked me about being here in Denison. And we carried our Denison number up to the Dover, New Philly area when we moved offices there. And so we get a lot of questions thinking, where are we at? But actually, the central office is in New Philly and Dover area. And we've tried to get the offices that serve our clients right where our clients are.
You're right on the line of Dover and New Philly now, right?
We are. So, and for my Tuscarawas County residents who are looking for that HEAP and winter crisis, we're actually at 875 Blake Avenue, which is over by the Baptist Church and Lee's Chicken on the south side of Philly. And they are more than happy to help you and help try to direct you even to the right spot, and look at all the services of HARCATUS and gear you towards programs that are beneficial to you.
And again, to call that number and go through the prompts, you'll get the right person to be able to answer all the right questions.
Exactly. And of course, you can always check our website at www.harcatus.org.
I have a Head Start question. I know you're probably scared.
I'm ready.
Are we registering now for next year?
We are. We are actually registering all the time for all the years. We can take people right now for this year still. We can start taking names for next year. And then actually that early Head Start program still has a few slots available for that birth to 3-year-old program. And actually, I just found out the other week, we actually do have an availability for probably 1 or 2 women who are pregnant, who want to start getting into the program and maybe having someone work with them one-on-one to walk with them during this journey.
Okay. Wow, that's good. I'm glad I asked that.
Yes, me too, and I'm glad I had the answer.
Well, JoEllen, thank you. We always enjoy having you come in. We'll do this again very soon because things always trend, deadlines come up, new things come up. So we'll just keep in touch, okay?
Sounds great.
All right. Thanks so much. JoEllen Sanders, who is the Community Service Director of HARCATUS Tri-County Community Action Organization here on the 830 High Beam on the BT Morning Show.